I'll make one.
See, we need to get what we really need is to get the guy that I want to do a new true original theme song for us, and then we'll incorporate the fire noise at the end of that as, like music video. You know which one I'm talking about, Jeremy.
Yeah.
All right.
What is going on? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode 176 of the STS Guys. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, it's Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we are the STS Guys, a weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. What is going on this week, guys?
It's been a week.
It's been a week.
We have way too many videos and pictures loaded onto this now, so I had to scroll down to get to the. It's like, wait, give me a second, I'm not ready. It's too far down.
We
the screen.
could probably delete most of those.
Yeah,
It's been a week is one of the originals, so it's probably at the bottom of that list.
No, it's like middle of the video ones, but the videos are at the very bottom. I digress. It has been a week, gentlemen.
It has been a week.
It's been a week.
We're back again.
Shady's back.
Hey, Scott. That's a cool T-shirt you're wearing.
It is, isn't it?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Weird.
Hey, Jeremy. That's a cool T-shirt you're wearing.
Whoa. It is a pretty cool T-shirt.
Oh wait,
well,
never
your
mind.
T-shirt,
Oh,
your polo is tight.
So we got a cow here. What's that in the background? I'm trying to.
That looks like familiar to me.
What shape is that? Is that the shape of Texas?
Yeehaw!
Oh man,
Love it.
Yeah.
So tell us about the shirts, guys.
Yeah.
Don't leave us hanging.
So we did a thing. We did a thing. Let's
opening
put it that
day.
way. Day one, probably not first, but pretty close.
The second we were the second group.
Second group to go through. So, I don't even know how to start this. So, if you don't know, this is a very Texas oriented movie T-shirt, right? From the View Askew verse, I guess is what we'll call it, which is the fake fast food chain that Kevin Smith created for his cinematic universe as it exists, right? And he does this really cool thing where it does the chain obviously doesn't exist, but he basically will be like, pick a city, find some vendors, right, to make the food, and he turns a venue into a traveling version of the restaurant, right? And does this, and it's like this. It's like the Renaissance Fair as it kind of travels around, but it's just a burger joint, right? So it's pretty cool.
So it's not a permanent location.
No, it's there for a week.
It's a pop-up restaurant.
It's already gone, right? I think it was only through today, Saturday.
Oh wow.
Through today, but I think they're going to extend it a couple of days.
I think, I believe they
really
are.
Cool, actually. So, I guess the question everybody's asking is: did Kevin Smith show up? Did Jason Mewes show up?
So Kevin Smith did show up, but we missed him. He showed up super early. I said by the time we got there, because we were the second group, he'd already came and left.
So
yeah,
he was probably there to open it, see the first group in, and then was like,
it's cool that he was even there, though. I mean, the fact that he even showed up.
He like I said, for every single pop-up, he's actually showed up. He's actually opened every single one of them.
That's really cool.
It's actually kind of cool. Well, the funny thing is, we were kind of joking. I'm like, I bet you, in the next couple of weeks, we'll actually see Kevin Smith pop up on a Joe Rogan episode. Just because it's since Joe Rogan's here now.
Okay.
I'm assuming that might happen.
That'd be cool.
I do have something I'll show. I did buy. Not only did I get the shirt, I did get something else too. Jeremy, I know you as well.
Wait, pause.
Huh.
Pause before you do the merch. we got to do a shout out because
shout out to
raided.
Yeah, we got a raid on Twitch, an MJ raid from MJ's Pop World. So thank you guys for sending people our way on Twitch. They were doing an awesome Funko centric stream with some auctions and some mystery boxes and stuff earlier today. So thank you to MJ's Pop World for sending people our way. It feels like it's an appropriate time for a shout out to the chat. So real quick, shout out to Baby Light Jessica. Ed's here too, of course, Butt Wasted. Middle Newland John from the Toy Rewind podcast. J Measy 3000, JT's Customs, Bolio 11, MJ Pop World, of course, too. I think that's about it. So thank you guys for sending people our way. If you're not subscribed to MJ Pop World on Twitch, you should definitely go check them out.
Yes, thank you everyone for joining.
So, we're wearing these Movies Texas shirts, Austin, and it's like a Texas specific logo, which is awesome. So, they've got merch for each city. So of course we had to buy some things. What do you got there, Scott?
So, obviously, I got this one, and I'll try to get it in a little bit closer. You can see got the movie with the jean jacket, the almost like death proof kind of car. You got Jay and Silent Bob in the back, signed by Kevin himself. Now, here's the complaint that I have with this one, though. I'm going to hold something up. So, what I have behind me is Jeremy has the same poster that we both thought was 11 by 17. Now, Jeremy used an 11 by 17 picture frame, right? And his was smaller than the frame. Okay. So I'm going to hold up something here just to show. So Jeremy's was probably the same size smaller as mine is bigger than 11 by 17. I have at least a quarter inch on every side of an 11 by 17. So I'm going to have to go with a weird size frame and mat it out or whatever to actually fit this.
Yeah, it's weird. It's random because
Jeremy's is significantly smaller than an 11 by 17, and mine is too big.
Well, because like I said, I just when I was one of my it's been weeks is like I said I ripped out all the flooring in my house, and now I said I have this nice wood flooring. But so just until I get it all my room set permanently set up, I'm like, oh, I'll just stick it in one of my existing poster frames, and then I stuck it in there. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, this is smaller than this. I centered it, so it has a little white border. So it's just using the background. But yeah, it's weird. It's a completely different size than Scott's.
Yeah,
it's completely different
by
size.
at least probably at least by an inch. Mm-hmm. Mine's about a half an inch over on all the dimensions. Yours is about a half an inch under. Yeah. On all the dimensions. So
weird.
Yeah.
So whoever cut those did a bad job. Yeah. I have one too that I haven't touched yet. So I'm curious now.
You'll have to check.
Bigger, smaller, or just right?
You should be right on.
It's like the Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Yeah. Right. Mine's too big. Jeremy's too small. Theirs will be just right.
It was
just right.
So Ed says is telling me to go to Walmart, has weird sizes. To your point, Ed, that's what I found. I'm gonna go look and see if I have a non-little cheapy 11 by 17 like the STS Guys one. Find a non-cheapy one, but they also have 12 by 18, so I could just get a 12 by 18 frame. And Jeremy, it'll be.
You could cut it a little bit too.
I'm not cutting my poster. No.
How dare you?
Yeah, how dare you? And I think that's what it is. I think these had if you look at if you look at the poster, there is a significant black bar on this, and I don't think Jeremy's is as significant. So I think they just left too much of the
border
edging or whatever.
Yeah.
So Scott, you made a very interesting point that it looks like the Death Proof car. It is a nod to the Death Proof car because Robert Rodriguez's studio is here in Austin.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. Austin That's reference.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So yeah, so we got that stuff. We got some movies cups and stuff. We got these movie stickers too, which are pretty dope, right? With the cow and the Texas logo.
They're in the fridge. They also had a beer.
Oh yeah.
That you could get only at the movies pop-up. Well, it's in a koozie, Jeremy. It didn't really.
No, I know.
I was gonna say,
If I could get it out without spilling it, I would.
Yeah, we'll have to show later. But yeah, there is an IPA that was made specifically for this pop up. Jeremy and I both got 6-packs. But I think my favorite is the T-shirt here. Like as I'm wearing it, I love this shirt. It's amazing.
It is a really cool shirt.
And it does have a thing on the back. I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but it has like actually says like the movies pop up, Austin date, all that stuff.
How was the food?
Food was actually really good.
It was really good.
The burger
What did
was
you guys order?
So we got cow tippers and hater tots.
So what's a cow tipper? Explain this to me.
It's what they call it's like the
it's a double
Wendy's
cheeseburger.
It's a double cheeseburger, right?
Okay.
It's like a big McDonald's has the Big Mac, Movies has the cow tipper.
So what does it compare to in quality as far as like?
Well, here's what it is.
Piss and flies.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like I said, what they do is they contract to like a local company, right, to cook all the food. So different states will have and different places will have different tasting burgers, right? Because it's not the same recipe burger. Like they just
that's cool.
Grab a random. I think this was a food truck place that's around here in Austin, like a burger food truck did all the burgers for it, and it was really, really good. I'm gonna have to go back and look at who it was so I can find them and have their burgers again. But yeah, they just turned one burger off their menu
into the cow tipper.
And now, okay, that's now the cow tipper, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the hater tots, and what was the other thing that you could get? Oh, the side,
the one ring to rule them all.
One ring, the onion rings to rule them all.
I like that.
It was good. You know what else is good? A Geek Together raid.
Another one.
Another raid.
Double raid Saturday night.
Raid.
If you didn't know, Geek Together does their podcast live on Twitch every Saturday night, an hour before us at 7 p.m. Pacific. So thank you guys for sending people our way. Be sure to check them out on Twitch. They're doing an awesome artist series right now. They had Trash Panda on today, so be sure to check the replay on that one if you weren't able to catch it live. But welcome, Raiders. Thank you guys for coming, and thank you again to Geek Together for sending people our way. Let's do another quick shout out to the chat. Just a little podcast showed up a little while ago, so thank you for coming to stop by. Let's shout out Ed and Jessica again, of course. We got Gary.
We
got Steph, Jay and Coke, Mountain Meg, Finest, Funko, Sneak One. And Nate's here too. What's up, guys? Thank you for coming to hang out. Much appreciated.
Yes, thank you.
Nate,
Thank you,
I know him. I
know that guy.
Nate's throwing up. Nate's threw up some emotes. I finally logged in and looked and updated our emotes, right? Because
these emotes are totally rad.
We had to do one for the new logo, so then I decided that we'd get rid of the faces. So yeah, we got Totally Rad and Texas.
I like it a lot.
Texas.
Yeah.
Yeehaw! Good God,
them emotes.
Drop them emotes. I'm emoting all over the place.
Burger.
Careful.
The burgers are good. The hater tots. Was there anything special about the hater tots?
No, these are just tater tots.
Tater tots.
But really good tater tots.
Well, yeah, they come from
potatoes.
No, really?
They're tots.
That's where
Napoleon
hater tots come from. Yeah.
No,
they come from a local barbecue place.
No, I thought that as well. It's actually a different place called Salt Lick.
Wait, really?
Yeah, there's actually a different Salt Lick.
2 Salt Licks?
There's going to be some legal battles to come in the future.
There's 2 Salt Licks, because I thought that as well. And then because someone was actually going into the actual group saying, no, it's not the barbecue place. It's this other place called Salt Lick. Which is a catering company.
Interesting.
So they were really good tots because they were like really
crispy.
They were super crispy.
They got the good cook on it. Because here's the problem. All right, we're gonna go into this. All right, let's talk tater tots.
Let's talk tots.
Let's talk tots.
Talking tots.
I love me tater tots. But if you just have a really thin crispy layer and then it's just mush inside, you've ruined the tater tots for me. If I have one bite of a tater tot and it's not just right, I'm out.
That sounds like an uncooked tot.
Not even like an uncooked tot. Like it's just not done right.
It's not his tot.
It's not my tot.
So you need the crispy exterior and the crispy interior.
The crispy has to have a decently good layer of crispiness.
It has to have multiple layers.
Multiple layers.
Does it need like a crunch?
A crunch.
These were very crunchy.
But
those are some of the best tots.
And they were good.
Well, you got a good crunch, but it's still soft on the inside.
And that's the key, right? Because like I said, you can go from too crunchy to like you're basically chewing on razor blades.
Right. Yeah. And then it's just like this is not enjoyable anymore.
It's not enjoyable. So, but it was perfect. It was perfect.
You know what? Here's what it is, and people are going to go through. I need my tater tots to have the same general consistency as the McDonald's hash brown thing that comes out. Because that's got the good crispy, but it's always crispy, but it's got the good center, which is why I actually like the tater rounds, right? The little ones that are like not the tater tot, but just the little
Wendy's,
the little puck ones.
Yeah,
Wendy's has
Wendy's has some freaking bomb ass.
I'm a big fan of the Chick-fil-A pucks though too.
Yeah, those like the Chick-fil-A pucks. Those things are the best because they're not as They're smaller.
They're small and they're still
so crispy. The crispiness gets there. Almost, it's harder to mess those ones up. I think
you dunk those in some Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah,
dang,
boom.
Finest Funko. Oh, sorry, he's talking about Sonic taters, which doesn't really bring anything to my head. Like I don't think of anything when I do Sonic.
The Sonic tater tots
they're good too.
Are good too.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Sonic's like one of those kind of the restaurants that are
I don't go there.
that I forget about.
I go there for happy hour milkshakes, right? Because they're like the half off, and I'm a fatty, and like the tater tots.
Yeah,
those are like I won't get any of the other food there. Just get me milkshake and tater tots, and we're good.
When you're drinking corn dogs.
Oh yeah, corn dogs.
Corn dogs are good too.
You said you get some corn dogs if you've been drinking.
That's the same for me though as going to Jack in the Box and getting the tacos.
Oh yeah, that's
I don't think I've ever had one sober, but if I've been drinking, I crave those things.
That's a funny distinction, Scott.
Yeah, it's
I don't think I've ever had one of those sober.
I don't think I've ever had a Jack in the Box deep fried taco thing.
It doesn't taste
you
the
would
same.
still like it,
but if I'm drinking and you're like, hey, do you want to go get a taco from Jack in the Box? Like, yes, please, let's go. Let's do it, son.
I think that's what we were missing last Saturday, or two Saturdays ago.
2 Saturdays ago. We need, we should have had.
We should have had Jack in the Box.
DoorDash some
every drunken night,
tacos,
something like that.
Yeah. Anyways, I digress.
Get your own tots, Clint Crockett.
Yeah. Tina, you fat lord, come and get your dinner.
God, I hate that movie.
Me too.
What?
I hate that movie with a passion.
Oh,
so okay, it was good the first time we watched it.
No, it wasn't even good then.
No,
I enjoy it.
It got so the jokes got so overplayed.
Yeah,
it lost its thing. I know, Jeremy, you never liked it. The first time I watched it, I thought it was good. Then after that, I'm like, everyone is just repeating to death. It got memed to death.
Yes,
is what it was.
I said I'm totally on team hate Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, I'm not on that team. I appreciate Napoleon Dynamite.
I didn't see it right away, but I
shocker.
I know, right? Shocker. I saw it pretty quick though, but I feel like it was overrated. Like there was so much hype behind it. By the time I saw it, I'm like, it was okay, but it wasn't like the greatest movie in the world.
I think it's just not my type of comedy. I like dark humor and completely inappropriate comedy, and maybe that's it for me. Like it just I didn't. To me, this wasn't funny at all. Like, man, this is retarded, and I just wasted an hour and a half of my life.
So Clint says, give it another 5 years. What are we talking? So they remake the thing because they've run out of ideas.
Seems likely.
Napoleon returns. 30 years later.
It's going to be the sequel where he's like the dad. Kip is back.
They're going to do all the same jokes.
All the same jokes.
Fail miserably.
God, no.
It's like Super Troopers again.
Yeah.
But actually, that wasn't that bad.
Super Troopers sequel was...
Yeah, that wasn't that bad.
It was not good, but it wasn't
awful. As bad as I thought it might be.
Okay. So we've gone on for a little bit here. Does anybody else have an It's Been a Week story?
Nate, did you do anything that didn't involve movies?
Didn't involve movies. Let's see. No, I'm doing boring stuff around my house, like getting it painted. And then I was telling you guys, I don't know if anybody else having issues, but my Alexa kind of sucks.
Don't say that out loud. She can hear you.
Well, she probably can. I hope she does. 'Cause I tell her all the time when she can't do voice commands. Like, I don't know if I just need a new Echo or something, but I installed these smart switches, that connect to Wi-Fi, so that if I'm not in that room, I can turn it on and off, or hopefully I can tell the Alexa to turn it on and off. But no matter what I do, she won't recognize the damn thing. It's driving me nuts.
So I can tell you exactly what your issue is.
Uh-oh.
So
Yes,
do you have a dual band router?
Yes, I do.
So Alexa, the A word has to be on the 2.4 gigahertz band. I said it won't work. I said smart plug. Some of the majority of smart plugs won't work on the 5 gigahertz band. So you have to go in and set up a separate network connected to that second band with that 2.4 gigahertz band, and then you'll be set.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Jeremy's tech support hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Thank you, Jeremy.
didn't realize we were dropping some real tech support knowledge.
Well, that's just been driving me freaking nuts because I don't
like-
understand. Like, it says the thing is, you set up your Alexa to recognize the device, and then it tells you, okay, now tell her to turn it off. And so I do, and it's like, oh, that device isn't recognized.
Yeah, no. So
All right.
put it on a 2.4 gigahertz
Well-
network, rename the network something else, and then and then do that. Trust me, because I have literally, Scott and Larry have been over, like, everything in my house is smart. Lights, plugs, TVs, like everything. So I've been through that pain multiple times.
I'm leaning over here. I have to ask Jeremy, what is on in the background?
That is Batman.
Is it? Okay.
Batman. BTAS.
Nice.
I was like, is that Batman, or that looks like it might have been Gaston from Beauty and the Beast? I'm like, you watching Disney over there?
No, I think that's
Dang. The fact that Scott could see that and then think it might be Gaston, he must have a pretty good, mental image of Gaston.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, he does.
Like, dreamy.
But yeah, so I did that, and then I also got a new game. Have you guys checked out Outriders? Scott, have you checked that out?
No, not yet.
It's actually pretty good. Like, my buddy Josh, Prime to the First, he was telling me about it, and he plays it all the time. And so if I've thought about picking it up because it's kind of like a Gears of War / Destiny game. It's a pretty deep RPG. It's got a loot system. You can play with friends. You can go online. And I picked it up. It's actually really fun. It's really addictive. So started playing that. So it's been a week. It's been fairly boring for me, but those are the two things I've been doing.
That's cool. You got a pretty cool Harley Quinn figure this week. It's not a Mezco. But to go with the Joker, you got like a week or two before.
Yeah, it's from a company called Amazing Yamaguchi, and they're really crazy articulation. Like they have just articulation everywhere, and they can do this like crazy poses that you can't do with like a Mezco. Because Mezcos are fairly limited sometimes, especially with the Joker bodies, because it's like skinny guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got that Harley, and she's really fun. Definitely makes me think out of the box with shots and articulating it and see what kind of poses I can get. So yeah, that's been fun too, is messing with that and doing toy photos and shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good times.
Cool. Yeah, I thought it was a cool figure.
Yeah, thank you.
Can never have too many Harley Quinns.
That's right.
So we got a question from the chat.
Okay.
Megan, John from the Toy Rewind podcast wife, wants to know, what are y'all talking about tonight? I didn't know the answer, otherwise I would have responded to the chat.
Yeah. So I figure we'll do what we always do. We got some movies. Jeremy and I were having a very heated discussion about a movie that I think is actually about to leave HBO Max. So
there's a new straight to HBO Max movie with Angelina Jolie. I watched it last night.
Was it awful? Because it looks awful. It's bad. You can say it's bad.
Amazing.
Okay. So let's go back to. So let's start off tonight talking about Mortal Kombat, because I'm surprised we've gone this long without bringing up the Mortal Kombat movie. Jeremy and I had a very in-depth while we were moving the shit in his house, because he has the Mortal Kombat arcade cabinet behind him. third one back.
Third one back. That one.
That I thought, you know what? We need to talk about this. I know Nate, you've seen it. Jeremy, myself have seen it. Larry, I'm hoping that you went and watched it.
Bingo Square. I haven't seen it.
Larry, have you seen the original?
Yeah, but it's been a really long time.
I saw the original. I can tell you exactly where I saw the original. I saw the original in the Dollar Theater. I said at Superstition Springs Mall, and then I went to the arcade afterwards on the second floor.
Yeah.
How do you remember that?
Because like I said, it was literally such a vivid memory because we didn't have any money. We snuck into the movie, and then we found money in the movie theater, and then we went to the arcade.
Nice.
That's a pretty.
Did you go and play Mortal Kombat in the arcade?
I'm sure. I
I'm
think
sure you had to play at least one game of Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, I think we played Mortal Kombat. That's when we were playing a lot of Primal Rage.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
That's
making the gorilla pee or whatever. Yeah.
So I did start the new HBO Max Mortal Kombat, and I didn't like it. I made it maybe 15, 20 minutes in. I didn't like it. So what did you guys think?
So okay. Let's go through this. So here's my general take, and a lot of people have just commented in here. There's some really good parts that I really liked, but then some stuff that I really didn't that kind of evened out to like an okay movie, right?
Yeah. Bolio 11 has it perfect. It was okay.
Okay. So here's the stuff. The fights were awesome. I loved it. I loved all the fights, how they incorporated like the fatalities into it, how they brought it like true to character fights, right? I loved it. Unfortunately, the dialogue and the story were not that great.
I think that's a good assessment.
To the point with this, and if you want to know, and Jeremy and I, this bugged both Jeremy and I, because I know this is what we were talking about, is
flawless victory.
Right? The shoehorning in of terms.
It's a little cheesy.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. That's where it was. It's like they did that. They did the Kano wins when he rips the heart fatality. Out. Yeah. Kano wins. Somebody does the like at one point. Like so
I don't know. Like they're trying to fit that stuff in, right? Campy. Like it's
I know why they I know why they did it. But there's one of them that I was telling Jeremy about that it gets me every single time. And I've watched the movie, like I've watched it actually a couple of times because I really enjoy like the fight scenes. Oh yeah, like I like the fights
more than once now.
Yeah.
Wow. So
the scene in question, it's almost gone out of HBO Max, so I'm gonna spoil a little bit of this. But at the very end, Sub-Zero's about to kill Cole, the guy that they made up for this one. You could have used any other character. You decided to make up a character for
Why
it.
Not
it was stupid.
Make
it was
that
stupid.
Johnny Cage.
No. We'll go back to who I think they should have used for Cole.
I thought Cole was horrible. Like one of the worst parts about the whole movie.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the guy at the beginning who's like in the gym?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I see. I didn't. My problem was I didn't know who anybody was. Like at the beginning, I get Sub-Zero because he was doing the freezy thing, and then Scorpion probably because he grabbed like the thing to throw at people. But I'm like, it was just a weird introduction. I didn't like how they were setting up the character, so I bailed.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
No. So yeah.
What happened at the end with Cole?
So at the end, he's about to get killed by Sub-Zero, but you find out that he's like a descendant of Scorpion. Right, so he gets like his blood gets on Scorpion's
Kurchi,
not his kunai knife, right? Like the knife, and all of a sudden, like through his arm, right, like the Scorpion dagger shows up.
Get over here
and get over here, right? So here's the problem I have with that. They established in this movie it was like 1690, right, when Bihan and Hanzo fought, and Hanzo dies, and he's been in the Nether Realm, right? Basically, this entire time up until that point. So how does a Japanese dude who's only spoke Japanese up till that point know to yell "Get over here"
in English?
and then never says another word in English. It's all Japanese for the rest of the time. Like, where did he find some random dude in hell?
Because the video game says it.
Yeah, right. I know, but did he find some random dude in hell that's like, I'm going to teach you a phrase when you throw your knifey thing?
So
like,
that's like I said, Scott. I really grinded your ears, Scott. Well, I said the one thing that kind of ground my gears, I said, for the movie was the dude who played Sing Sung. Like,
he
was horrible.
He's the guy from Batman. He's like, I'm very cool. Calculation. I'm like, he was horrible.
Yeah.
He was really bad. I gotta say, that's the casting for him and Raiden. I thought the guy that played Raiden, I'm like, this is not a Raiden to me. Like,
he played it way more like the video game character from the new ones, the very like stoic thing, but it just didn't work. It works in the games because it's not a human face, right? It's a game, right?
Right.
You can have that weird stoic guy, but he doesn't work
like Sing Sung,
like real life.
Horrible.
So
horrible.
Here's my thought.
Mine.
So here's my thought. So the other thing that kind of irks me is you're telling me that out of the lexicon of the thing, I'm just reading. I love Ed's thing about him being a Highlander. Like, right when you want Christopher Lambert back,
yes,
he's too old.
I would take that.
Yeah,
so I would take that too over what they gave us.
So, as we come through, right, you're telling me out of the lexicon of the, I'm going to say probably close, I think it's close to 100 Mortal Kombat characters, right, that have been across all the different games. You couldn't find one of them to act as like the audience proxy, and you had to make up your own character specific for the movie. And Jeremy, you agree with me on this one. I found the perfect Mortal Kombat character. It was only in like one or two games that you could have used. Stryker. Like the dude that's the cop.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
You could just had him always just and keep everything about it. Yeah. You could change the story a little bit. He's a descendant of Scorpion, right? He does MMA fights.
Yeah.
Just put his last name as Stryker.
He's investigating the mystery of Sub-Zero, so what's going on? Like it could be like a crime thriller at the very beginning of the movie.
Even if that, you could even just call him, just literally call him Stryker, and that he's a cop and an MMA fighter. Like you just have his badge like attached to his gym bag or something, and just call him Cole Stryker. Because I don't know actually Stryker's name. I didn't ever look it up because he was in so little games, right? But here's the thing. He's at the Billy Club. Cole uses a Tonfa, right? You actually have the same damn weapon. Why not just call him Stryker? And then the fans are like, oh, cool, random,
his real
auxiliary character.
His real name is Curtis with a K.
Curtis Stryker.
Close.
Yeah, close enough.
Cole, right? Curtis, come on.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
It's close, man.
Yeah, that's too close to not use it.
And then said, would he have his golden sweater? Again, Stryker used guns and stuff in the games. Like, you just go back. Don't change anything else. Just literally give him a last name of Stryker and literally call him Stryker and establish that he is a cop.
Yeah, like I said, to Ed's point though, I'm like, you got to rip out the golden sweater. Like I said, the power of Cole,
you mean Jeremy? You mean his literal plot armor?
Yeah.
Literal plot armor.
Yeah. It was horrible. Horrible.
My sweater protects me.
Yeah.
My Grammy made it for me.
It's his fleece.
Say what?
So we've kind of ragged on it a little bit.
Well, how's that related to Scorpion at all, though? That's what I'm like. Well, how do they relate the two characters, other than the fact that it's an arch rival for Sub-Zero?
So there's. So here's where it comes from: is they needed it as a way because they're like, how do we bring Scorpion out of hell? Like, oh, one of his descendants bleeds on the Kanai, and then he shows up, right? And now he's free. Outside of the stuff that we talked about, like I said it before, the fight scenes though were on par with what you see in terms of like level of violence and actual like fight like dynamics or whatever, on par with the games. Yeah. Specifically the Scorpion Sub-Zero fight. You have Sub-Zero like cutting Scorpion, turning the blood into like an ice dagger, stabbing him, stomping his foot to make an ice wall and throwing him through the wall. You're like, those are all like game moves that they actually incorporated into like a real fight. And I thought that was actually things that I appreciated. Or Kano doing the heart rip out to Reptile, right? Like they have done.
It wasn't Reptile.
So
That's another miss. Like,
but so here's what's kind of cool about it is even like the games, right? Because they kind of killed Reptile, right?
yeah.
But you find out in the games he's just a Saurian. So you have an entire like group of them that you could just be like, all right, next one, come on up. You know, like you've established that it's just kind of like Baraka, right? Was just a single character, and then you find out like, oh, it's an entire like there's multiple of him. He's just one of them. So like at least that one you can bring back. The fact that they put a hole through Goro's head, I think, is what made me the most upset. I'm like, oh, you can't have him back.
Well, we were talking about this, right? I said the next one's Shiva's gonna pop up.
Well, it was
Getting
weird.
revenge. Yeah,
I do agree. Like the level of death was pretty surprising because they killed Kung Lao off like really early on, you know, and then like other people were dying in the movie. And I was just surprised that so many main characters had died. So
They're all gonna be back though. Like that's the thing because
the whole thing. You can introduce Quan Chi, who can bring people back from the dead. So at that point, death. Here's the thing with these movies: because death is never permanent in the Mortal Kombat universe. Kind of like the Marvel universe. With Mortal Kombat, death is never permanent.
Well, it's because I said. Well, and the reason why the reason why they're going to come back is because I said the official tournament hasn't started.
Yeah.
Like I said, all these people have to face off in the tournament, so the death becomes permanent in the tournament. So,
rhyming.
Yeah, so like Kano will be back, like all these guys will be back.
But the stakes are higher.
Yeah, because you got you got from Batman. He's very good with calculation, so he's gonna devise a plan. A very good with calculation.
Very good with calculation.
Yeah, I could not get past that either, Jeremy. That's all I kept seeing when I looked at him.
Oh, just because I think it's because he said he was such a small guy wearing the Sing Sung armor. It's like,
yeah,
like
you could tell everybody around him was like taller than him.
Well,
I don't know. It's just
and it's that, and it's like when I can go to San Diego Comic-Con and there's better people in cosplay that look better than basically a production movie. There's a problem.
It's a little rough. And here's the last thing I will say about the Mortal Kombat movie. Josh Lawson back has got to be hurting because he carried that movie. He's the guy who played Kano.
Oh, okay.
Kano 100% made that movie. There was not a scene that he was in that I did not thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah, Ed said he liked Kano. I think somebody else said it too. So cool.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
so it was. Let's start rating.
Yeah, let's start rating it. Let's go through. Larry, you don't get to rate it because you gave up too early.
Because it was so bad.
Yeah.
One. Wait, I rated it anyhow.
Wait. You give it one. You sat through all of Mom and Dad Save the World.
It was like the same week too.
If I had to choose between the two movies, I might actually choose Mom and Dad.
You sat through Theodore Rex,
and you couldn't watch Mortal Kombat. Like,
I can't save you there, Larry.
Here's the thing.
It's true.
If this is at least what we can expect with more movies, I would welcome more Mortal Kombat movies along this line. I'm going to give it middle of the road 2.5. Like it's a 2.5 for me. It wasn't great. Like parts of it were really good, but there was parts of it that were bad. It hit the middle of the road for me.
Sounds fair. What do you got, Nate?
All right, Nate.
Oh, I'm going to go with. I'll go with the 2. It was a summer popcorn flick, and that's about it. There wasn't much depth there. It was cool to see the fights. Like Scott said, that's probably the best part. It was super gory, but it was just it was a B. It felt like a B movie.
What did you think, Jeremy?
I'm gonna go a 2 as well. Like today's point, like it's okay. Like I said, I'm glad I didn't go and pay for it.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
Thank you, HBO Max.
Thank you,
HBO Max.
Yeah, so I'm glad I didn't go and pay for it. So otherwise, I've been real disappointed. But no, like for 2, like for literally for something on, it's okay. Like right, like and it's something on. And it's one of those movies because, like I said, like there's certain movies like where I'll watch them nonstop. I'll watch them over and over and over again. Like there's like certain horror movies or certain there's certain like the Marvel movies I said I've seen multiple times, like or even like just like one-off movies like sounds cheesy, right? But I've seen I can't tell you how many times I've seen Deep Impact, but I've seen Deep Impact like 5 or 6 times because of like if it's one of those things like I'm like flipping through like what's on, I'm like oh they put Deep Impact back on streaming, I'll pop it on. Yeah, like hey look there's Elijah Wood,
That's funny.
And Morgan Freeman is president, like say, hey, when Morgan Freeman's president, things just can't go wrong.
I haven't seen that movie in quite some time.
Hey, it's streaming on Netflix again, so go check out some Deep Impact.
So the chat wants to know what I think. So I think it's totally a movie you should skip, and I would give it a 1 because it was really, really bad.
The 5 minutes that he saw.
It was like 15.
Oh, good. 15.
It's like 15. I made it to the point
out of
where
145.
I made it like past that MMA fight, and I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
That's literally when that Cole guy showed up, and I didn't know who he was, and I wasn't sure who Sub-Zero was and Scorpion at the beginning of the movie because they didn't really set that up. They just expect you to know. I'm like, this is dumb. This is not for me, and I turned it off.
Yeah. So
I'm surprised they killed Sub-Zero.
Again, but here's the thing. So if you know your MK lore, this fits perfectly. Because at the end of the first game, if you played like through Scorpion's story his story, right, his ladder, and it has his like ending, right? He kills Bihan, Sub-Zero gets his revenge. In the second Mortal Kombat, a new Sub-Zero shows up, and it is Bihan's brother who has taken over the mantle. That is the Sub-Zero that we know and love today, who is a good guy Sub-Zero, but the first one was definitely evil. I'm hoping, again, it's Mortal Kombat.
It's true though. It's true. The story checks out. The original
Bihan gets turned into a character that I hope we see in these upcoming movies, Noob Saibot, as he's cool. During his resurrection, right? So.
Maybe I don't know as much about Mortal Kombat as I thought I did.
Dude, there is
maybe that's why I wasn't interested too.
Good old Tobias Boone.
Yes.
Good old Tobias Boone.
Yeah, I mean, I played the first one and second one, and I think some of the third one in the arcade.
It's Ed Boone.
No, I'm saying Noob Saibot, Tobias Boone.
Yeah. It's the backwards names of the two creators of the Mortal Kombat games, but.
I don't know. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 is still, like I said, probably is my all-time favorite Mortal Kombat game.
I gotta say, the newer ones are some of my
newer
favorites.
Ones are pretty good.
MK10 was amazing,
but they went away from the. I don't know. From 9 on, the gameplay went more kind of clunky to get to try to make it more separate from, say, like Street Fighter, where you have like your combo system and everything. Like, there are people that are really good at combos, but there's definitely a stiffness in the new ones that I think they were going for on purpose to set themselves apart.
Well,
yeah, I know what you're saying. 10 was one of my favorites, though. Yeah. I mean, I loved 10. I played it online a lot. It was really fun.
So I think the reason why I think one of the specific reasons, and I said this will probably be an unpopular opinion. I think that one of the reasons why I hate the new ones, especially like. I didn't hate it, but I said it's just like I didn't get as much for it. Is that for like 10 and 11 is I don't like the X-rays. To me, like I said, that it just interrupts the flow. It's like a mid it's a mid fight cutscene. I'm like,
yeah.
So I don't mind it if you do like the little ones that they did in like 11. Like if you got the hit timed right, you would do the uppercut and it would do a quick flash of like the jaw breaking, right? Like when you did the hit, that was fine, but it was like the ultimate moves. And they did that in the Injustice games too, right? Where you hit the ultimate and you're like, I'm going to set my remote down because that's at least a minute and a half where I'm going to watch them do some stuff.
And they get super repetitive because it does take so long that after you've seen it,
every time. Yeah.
5 times it's so boring. Yeah.
Same thing with like the fatalities, right? You do them a couple of times. Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm just going to punch him once because it'll end the fight way quicker, right?
We get bonuses for doing fatalities.
Yeah.
If you're playing online, you get extra points.
You do. So, okay.
Jamie's has a Mortal Kombat related question. He wants to know.
Good question.
Very Texas wise too. Who is y'all's favorite MK character?
So, are we talking about favorite in the movie or favorite to play as in the game?
I think game.
So let's go. Let's go. If you have a different one, because I can say in general, one of my favorite characters is Scorpion. It's iconic, right? Like it's one of the best ones. However, Jeremy knows this. I destroy some motherfuckers with Jax in that game. Like that is my character. Jax Briggs is my go-to character.
Like a awesome ground and pound in your face character. He just comes at you so quick.
I am very unrelenting when I play. Nate has played me on this. He knows I am unrelenting, and it's my character. So Jax, in terms of gameplay, that's my boy.
Yeah. So my character, just because to Scott's point, is like I said, I can decimate with Quan Chi.
Ooh, Quan Chi's a one that you don't see a lot of people play as.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I said I love playing as Quan Chi. Well, especially the sword version. So basically the sword play version. That, and then like I said, I love his fatality.
Nice.
The teleport, and he's pulling you through, basically spinning the sword, and he like chops you in a million pieces.
Yeah.
So Quan Chi is I can decimate with some Quan Chi.
Yeah, for me, my main is usually Sub-Zero, actually, because he's just great at setting up combos. You know, you can freeze someone, and then you can set up the combo, or you can freeze them as they're coming at you. Like, I love his freeze powers because it really stops the flow of combat.
You can be cheap.
Like somebody like Scott that's coming at you with Jax, you can use freeze to kind of
try to stop it. Yeah. And that's the one thing I like about the games is, right, there's always a counterpoint to it. Like no character has like cheap gimmick. Like everyone has cheap gimmicks, but like you can always find someone to counter that cheap gimmick.
Or okay, so talk about cheap gimmicks. You know who I hated, like in Mortal Kombat 3? Like I said, the cheapest gimmick of all time in Mortal Kombat 3, the freaking teleport kick from Melina.
Oh, that one and the teleport kick from Scorpion.
Yeah.
You go online with people and they just do teleport kick back and forth.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to Mortal Kombat 10. The cheapest move is a Scorpion move, and it wasn't the teleport kick. It was one of his special moves. He could call a thing, and it would, like, a skeleton hand would reach up from the ground and pull your character slightly down. And there's no way, like, unless you jumped and knew that what they were doing, they could, like, we had people that could just do it right before there was no like lead up, so you just get stuck, and then they start spamming the kick because you can't move, and then they start doing that. You're like, just stop! Don't be a cheap asshole. Like, you got to stop that. So yeah, okay.
But people are cheap assholes, Scott.
That is usually.
So I didn't do mine. I looked up Mortal Kombat characters. So
Larry's real fucking prepared.
Yeah, I'm super on top of this. But I did. But one of them popped up that I remembered. I remember how easy the moves were in the first one for Scorpion to do the spear thing. So he was one of my favorites. But Liu Kang also is super easy. So I like the characters. Yeah, I like the characters that had the super easy moves because we were all pretty little when that movie came out. And like I said, I didn't make it past Mortal Kombat 3. So if it wasn't like the super easy moves where I could just like double tap high punch or whatever, like I probably didn't really care. Those two were my favorite.
To this day, if you go back to the original one and you play as Raiden and you do the like where he does the push thing across the screen, I forgot that he basically sounds like a turkey. It's like across the screen. Yeah.
Raiden's moves were pretty easy too.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Raiden, that teleport is like back forward, and then he does that.
Yeah. Right. Anything that was that easy, I thought, like me being like, I don't know, 10 or whatever, like thought I was amazing. Yeah.
Oh, to Ed's question, do you enjoy the music in the new movie as much as the old soundtrack? No. I was waiting for that old song to play, and it never played.
Yeah, because I'm assuming they probably don't have and no one has the rights to that.
No, so at the very end, they have a version of it, but it's so mishmashed. Like, so when the credits are rolling, they have a version of it. It just doesn't have the lyrics.
Okay, so There's one other thing I actually wanted to talk about. So let's move to the next thing, because I don't know if anybody else saw, because I binged through them today. Season 2 or Collection 2, I don't know what you're gonna call it, of
Love, Death, and Robots.
Love, Death, and Robots came out. Now I know we
I
did a whole
I don't know what that is.
series on. We did a whole show on the first series.
Was I there?
Yes.
So I want to kind of just see, because Jeremy, did you get a chance to watch any of them?
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you this: there's way less good ones this time than the last time.
Is
Like-
this on Netflix?
Netflix.
It is on
Yeah,
Netflix,
okay.
yeah.
Alright, cool.
So I highly recommend going back. They had some really, really cool ideas in the first one, right? Like they had that World War II Soviets versus like demons one, and the werewolves that joined the army in the first season. There is no real good one. There's one, it's like the last one or second to last one, about a pilot that gets like this, he has to find shelter on like an alien world or whatever. Some bad shit goes down. I very much enjoyed that one. That one was really great, but there wasn't a really good standout that hit me this time like it normally does, right? Like the last one where I was like, I really enjoyed it. I watched them all today and went, huh, that was time I won't get back.
Really make me want to watch it, Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I don't know
again,
about this anymore.
watch the pilot one. There's one about like in the tall grass. Go watch that one. There's a absolutely terrifying Santa Claus one that is like the most fucked up thing you'll ever watch. It's basically the setup of like one of those like one sentence like horror movies or horror stories that you see, right? So there's 3 of them that I can say like I truly enjoyed out of like 7 or 8.
Have you guys watched any Jupiter's Legacy?
God,
Oh,
it's terrible.
no. Did you like it? I saw something on Twitter
It's
who really liked it.
I mean, it's not. I don't know.
Here's the
I'm
problem.
trying to give it a chance.
Here's the problem I think that I see. Netflix is trying to catch up with Amazon with the gritty superheroes, right? The
Mhm.
real superheroes that
Yeah.
they're not these paradigms of virtue. The problem is you have The Boys and Invincible on Amazon, which are significantly better at telling that kind of narrative than this one is.
Yeah, I've watched 3 episodes of Jupiter's Legacy. It's super hard to get into, like super hard to get into. Well, and it's just because I said I think it's serious, but it's got a level of cheese on it. But it's like trying to be serious. I don't know. I can't get into it. I think I'm gonna. Like I said, I'm gonna give it the old college try and give it through. Like I said, the first season. But so far, I'm like, eh.
I think Josh Duhamel as the main character and as supposedly the strongest of them, it's kind of hard to like just get on board with.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't look that
okay.
strong.
I have a question because Nate, you just said his name completely different than I, because I've always said Dumel.
Josh Duhamel, yeah.
But is
I think
it?
so. He was in like Las Vegas or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
No,
Josh.
but then now I'm seeing it written out, and I'm like, well, you pronounced it phonetically, like, but I don't actually know how to pronounce his last name.
I think it's Dumel. Was he the guy? He was like married to Fergie, right? From the Black Eyed Peas. So according to Wikipedia, it looks like it's Dumel.
Okay.
It's not Duhamel.
Oops.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're right.
I
Josh
kind of
is
like,
no.
like Duhamel.
I like Duhamel better too, but the problem is like as
Makes
it
me think of a Rammstein song.
Du hast, yeah,
Du hast mich.
yeah, Du hast Josh, yeah,
You hast mich zu verraten.
yeah. So to be fair, like not that I was like trying to make fun of you, but like
No.
I don't
should
think
make
I've
fun of it
ever
'cause that was
actually.
awful.
I don't think I've ever actually heard it, so I've just been saying Demel like in my head forever. And then when you said that, and I went, "Shit, maybe I've just like misread it and have just been saying it wrong this whole time."
Now I realize I've been saying it wrong this whole time, Scott.
I haven't heard his name in a while.
No,
he was in the Transformers movie.
He was around Transformers is around the last time you really cared.
Yeah, I think my wife watched that Las Vegas show for a little while, but that's when he was big. That's when the Black Eyed Peas were big. That's when he was married to Fergie. Like that was a big deal.
All right, so I'm going to do this. Here you go. You ready?
Yes, sir.
For Megan. Middle is Megan. Give the wife a shout out to Megan.
She has been very supportive in the chat tonight. Thank you, Megan.
Yes, thank you. Thank you,
Megan. Hashtag you're awesome.
Shout out. Done. Don't have to ask me twice. But yeah, so in general, like, I think we could say TV, it's the summer. I am really sad that we don't have better TV for the summer.
Yeah,
and there's nothing that really is coming up that I'm like, ooh. So in a couple of weeks, we're gonna get this instead.
You know what Netflix should have done? They should have just basically done an expanded universe of Kick-Ass.
They could have.
I would watch that.
That'd be
awesome. Or just do Hit Girl, like do the Hit Girl series. Like so they have the entire comic series to draw from that.
Right. Or you could even so you could just create like a serialized sequel.
Yeah.
Because he goes off on his own training, right? He has all of Big Daddy's crap by the end of it. So it's like let's see where he goes from there. Come on. Like let's keep it going.
Yeah, just not a fan of Jupiter's Legacy. Like I'm gonna give it the old, like I said, college try.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask because I know it's out there, it's new.
It's good to bring up since we don't have anything else.
Like I said, when it's to Scott's point though, like when it's competing against the boys, it's hard to. It's not even the same.
I'm not a fan of their suits either. I think their suits are way too flashy.
Yeah, here's what I have to say. Miss me with that teenage drama shit. Like. I have the boys. I don't need a show that probably belongs on the CW. To watch, trying to convey the same themes.
I think the timing was just really bad because Invincible just came out, and Invincible was amazing and just really, really well done show. And then you watch Jupiter's Legacy, and you're expecting kind of the same, and it's totally different pace and storytelling.
Well, and I think the thing is too, like so. Netflix, why even do this? Like you already have like Umbrella Academy, like which fits them really, really well. Like
well, they want to have their boys, man.
I know they have that with Umbrella Academy. I mean, they have it is way closer to the same themes and like the situation with Umbrella Academy that you do with like the boys of like superheroes with real world problems, and it's not sunshine and rainbows when you have superpowers, right? This. I tried to watch it. I got about 5 minutes in. To Larry's point, it was me for his Mortal Kombat was me with that. I went, I'll try this later. Maybe I have to be in a different mood, but I don't think I'll ever be in the right mood for it.
I'm not. I'm just going to keep rewatching Malcolm in the Middle.
There you go.
That's what I've been doing in my life for the last couple of days.
You're not the boss of me now.
Unlimited Bryan Cranston.
Yep.
He's pretty great.
All right.
You know what else is pretty great? Following us on Instagram at STS Guys and following us on Twitter at STS Guys. We're also on Facebook at the STS Guys, and I'm Larry from the STS Guys.
Shilling like a villain.
Show him like a villain.
Ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding. Ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding.
The whole podcast right here. If you like Funko Pops, you should go to shumistore.com and buy yourself some Funko Pops. If you enter code STS Guys, you're going to save 10%. 10%. I did that wrong.
10.
And I keep saying this, if you want to get some cool Mortal Kombat t-shirts, because we talked about Mortal Kombat again, you should go to animatedapparelcompany.com. Get yourself some licensed Mortal Kombat t-shirts, or they got other things too, like DC and Marvel and other cool stuff. Go to animatedapparelcompany.com, enter code STS Guys, you're going to save 10%, and you're going to get free shipping. Animated Apparel Company, it's the best.
It's the best.
And then, if you like podcasts, We have a lot of friends who have podcasts.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Every time it gets me.
Every time it's so fucking
that's the
dumb, but
best
I
one.
love it. It's so stupid, but it makes me so happy.
All right, you should check out our podcast family. You should check out Talking Pops, Pop Collectors Alliance, The Four Dorksmen, Geek Together, Secondary Heroes, The Average Nerd Podcast, Nerdy Curious, Movie Retakes, The Toy Rewind Podcast, Three Beers, and a mic. Totally Rad Movie Podcast. We totally didn't do it last week, but it's not dead yet. And I just heard.
I think we still haven't picked out a movie for it.
Now, I was thinking, like, we talked about this. What do you think about watching Congo?
Congo, done.
Let's watch Congo.
I will watch
next week.
Congo.
Congo was one. Congo was one of my.
Gorilla.
Ugly gorillas, go away. Yeah,
He was one of my-
Hey, what? Raindrop drink.
Yeah.
I've seen Congo more times than Jeremy's seen Deep Impact.
Ernie Hudson at his best.
Yeah, and Tim Curry, right? Because we talked about Tim Curry on this podcast a little while ago. So we'll try to do Congo next week. We'll pick a day. Totally Rad Movie Podcast. It's not dead yet. Follow us at Totally Rad Pod to find out when we're actually going to go live. And I just heard
you should be in school.
And I just heard that episode 10 of the Figure Booth podcast is going to drop tomorrow, featuring Nate and our friend Josh. And Nate, is it true that there's going to be a special song on this episode?
There will be a special new song for the Figure Booth. I'm pretty excited.
Like a Fiverr song. So if you enjoy a Fiverr episode, make sure you go listen to episode 10 of the Figure Booth podcast on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Fiverr's amazing.
And shout out again to MJ Pop World and Just a Little Podcast. MJ Pop World said they were going to go live. Oh, and they are live. So we're actually going to raid them today. But shout out to
Goat versus Fish.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Goat versus Fish because he's a good guy. But we'll have to raid him next versus.
Next verses.
That
In a
works.
different verses.
In the different verses. All right, Jeremy, do your thing.
All right. For episode
176.
176
of the STS Guys. I've been Jeremy. Just wait until you guys have the podcast.
Hey, it's Ray.
Jesus.
Hey guys, I've been Nate.
I'm Scott.
Is Jeremy alive?
Jeremy's dying. Bye, everybody. Good night. Bye. Jeremy's gonna die.